I'm trying to move away from the topic of Calvinism. Really, I'm trying, but I thought this conversation would be interesting. A.K. Richardson and Leighton Flowers. And there's some talking points that were brought up that I haven't really used before. Like, I've argued that dead in trespasses and sins doesn't mean total inability from a variety of passages. But Leighton brought the dead church in the book of Revelation, like Jesus telling them, you're dead, you need to do this, this, and that, and they're expected to be able to respond to that. That needs to enter the conversation. Job 31:18, when Job says, I've been helping orphans since youth, and I've been helping widows since I was born, or since the womb. Since the womb's probably the more literal translation. That's pretty much seems to me to be a common figure of speech, and what we would see in wisdom literature, like Psalm 51, like Psalm 58. People aren't actually speaking lies since they're born, but they've been speaking lies so long it's almost second nature. Job has been helping people, early on in his life. It's almost like it's his nature, almost like he's always done it. That's what these figurative things mean. They're not a proof for total depravity or original sin. 1 Corinthians 2, I have talked about a little bit before. The natural man cannot receive the things. That's the context is receiving revelation, receiving prophecy. But even if you can apply it to those who are not regenerate or things of that nature, Leighton points out that in 1 Corinthians 3, we're talking about people who are Christians, members of the church, who are walking according to the flesh and not able to receive the instruction, not able to perform them because they're so focused on being fleshly. And I like how AK goes to Matthew 16, because Peter, after his confession, doesn't want Jesus to go to the cross, and Jesus tells him, you're minding earthly things, you're minding the things of the flesh. Like Christians can mind the things of the flesh, which completely undoes the understanding of walking according to the flesh and spirit in Romans 8, verse 4, as regenerate versus unregenerate. Like, we're talking about Christians, and we need to mind the things of the spirit. I'm only halfway through, but I just want to make this video, and I hope it helps someone.